how to try out VirtualBox and a new software distro or a new OS distro. Go to System Tools and open Oracle VM VirtualBox. Once there, start a new machine. The guide will help you set up your machine. I'm going to call my machine Linux Mint LXDE. I'm going to select my operating system, and I'm going to select an other Linux. Select Next. I'm going to afford 512 megabytes of memory to my virtual machine. I'm going to create a new hard disk. I will use a VirtualBox disk image, and I do not need a fixed size. My size will be, the size of my hard drive will be, my virtual hard drive will be 8 gigabytes, and I'll select my machine, and I will create it. Once my machine is created, I have to tell it where to find the operating system. So I'm going to start my new machine. I'll say OK. And on my first run wizard, I'll select Next, and I'll use the folder icon to select my ISO. An ISO is a disk image of an operating system. I have my ISOs saved in my home folder. I'll select Linux Mint. Next, and I'll start my machine. The machine will take a minute to start. It will install the ISO in the virtual machine, and it will take a while to boot. The screen will change after you hit OK, and you know the machine is working when you sort of see the indicator icons flashing. You'll be asked to walk through or click through some requests as it loads. And you see that our machine is running. Linux Mint LXDE running. It will take a while to load. Again, just pay attention to your indicator icons as they indicate the disk is still loading. And we have a Linux Mint desktop. This is the Linux Mint LXDE desktop in its live CD version. However, one may run all the programs installed. I can see from my panel that I have a connection to the internet. My wired connection is running through my actual machine, so my virtual machine has an internet connection as well. If I want to find out more about Linux Mint 12, I can go to the menu button, and I could look at the various programs and packages installed. LXDE is a lightweight desktop that runs well on older machines. It includes Dropbox installation for cloud computing, and Firefox is the default. Web browser. To learn more about Linux Mint has built-in tabs into its browser, into its Firefox browser. Click on one of the Linux Mint tabs. The first is the main page for Linux Mint, where you can learn more about the operating system and the various distros that it supplies. there would be Linux Mint Debian, which uses an XFDE, Linux Mint KDE, Linux Mint 12, which is Genome, Cinnamon, and Mate. Those things may not mean much to you right now, but they will once you explore the world of Mint. Linux Mint Community is a blog with various topics and tutorials for using Linux Mint, along with usage data. If you notice in working in VirtualBox, the mouse, my cursor, the indicator that I'm moving here on the screen is white. When I'm outside of VirtualBox, it will turn black. I know that I'm working in VirtualBox when I see my white indicator. I will shut Firefox and start a new program, and the Office suite is ABI Word and numeric, and I have a working word processor. This has been your tour of VirtualBox. If I want to shut VirtualBox, or if I want to end my session, I can go to my machine command. I can pause my session, pause my machine, or I can close. I'll power off my machine, and this has been your VirtualBox brief tutorial.